First of all, thank you to each one of you and each one of your schools that has joined today. I appreciate it more than you know. And this is always the brightest part of my day. Anytime I get to virtually meet with you all and also have so many outstanding students that really want to know more about how they can serve their country with the greatest educational opportunity that the world has to offer. So to all the teachers, principals, administrators, and school service personnel who do so much to support all of you, I thank them. Also, last year, members of the West Virginia Board of Education told my staff that there had never been a larger gathering of West Virginia schools to discuss the U.S. service academies. This year, even more schools have joined our discussion, so I'm pleased with that, very pleased. I'm happy to be speaking to all of you today, and I applaud, as I've said before, your interest in joining the military. There's such a great opportunity to attend college for free and to serve your country also. Whether you want to attend a service academy or you want to go into ROTC or join the Guard, there's a way to do it. And that'll keep you debt-free also. So you have to apply soon. My service academy deadline is October the 1st, so it's coming very quickly this year, 2022. The board, I have an academy board, they're going to conduct interviews from October 17th to the 21st. Okay, that's October 17th to the 21st, but now you have to put applications in October 1st, by no later than then. I don't need to tell any of you all that we live in a troubled world, but in all the classified briefings that I've ever had, I've never heard that our country has a problem with people wanting to leave. So we still have the greatest quality of life and the greatest freedoms of any country on earth. And people basically understand that. That's why so many are trying to get here in so many different desperate ways. We have to protect our borders. We have to make sure that we have secured borders, but also we have to have a legal pathway to immigration. That's the growth, that's the strength of America. Diversification coming into our country. They want to add their skill sets. They want to add their knowledge and basically improve upon their knowledge to be more contributors to a great free society. We are still the beacon of freedom for the world. No matter how bad the news may sound or what you see on TV, I can assure you we are that beacon. So it's important for all of you to have this important mission, to know more about what opportunities you have in front of you. So what I see from some adults on TV and the news is just absolutely disingenuine. You're getting driven by so many different forms of communication, and you're getting so much information thrown at you. I really have a hard time understanding how you are able to process it. You've got 5 social media platforms. You've got then on 3 cable networks, and you have basically the network news. So it comes at you at so many different angles. You don't know what's right or wrong, what's true or false. It's up to you all to decipher that. But I can tell you, the difference is this. We are a United States of America, not a divided States of America. And you can't have people in public office that want to keep telling you how bad things are or how horrible the other side is. If I don't have good things to say about my country or the job that I think I can do to help improve your quality of life, then I shouldn't be the person representing you or that you should support or vote. And if all I talk about is the other person, that must not have very much good things to say about myself and my purpose and my desire. So remember that. You all have something to offer. And even the people that you think you have had disagreements with, it's people that you might not even like. They have probably some good knowledge and some good advice that they could share with you. You got to open up. It's called communication. When you fail to communicate, you're going to fail basically to bring people together. You're going to have more discourse. You're going to have more challenges from all different sides. You're going to go to school in the morning and think, oh, God, I hate to go because so-and-so I had bad feeling. It's not good. Someone's bullying you. Someone's on Facebook or on the internet saying things. You've got to denounce all of that. That is not right. The human touch, you're all sitting together right now, figuring out what's your next challenge in life, what's your next course in life, what's your next opportunity in life. There's not a better opportunity than basically serving, public service, somehow serving. You live in a republic. The definition of a republic is we own it, you and I. When you own something, you have a responsibility. If you don't take care of it, it doesn't last. If you invest and take care of it and take time to maintain it, it'll give you good service and hold value. That's what the country is. If we have people not willing to serve in capacities that they should, not willing to give back to their community, I'll guarantee you we have a harder time holding on to this democracy. If you remember your history lessons, basically when the Declaration of Independence was signed, there were people that walking out of the signing of the Declaration, and that Benjamin Franklin was sitting there, and someone went up to Benjamin Franklin and says, "Mr. Franklin, what form of government do we have?" They were interested in finding out what we had. He says, "You have a republic, young man, if you can keep it." So we're still in that experimental stage. 230 years later, we're still experimenting because it's never been done before. To hold a democracy for this long has not been done in history. It has not. The freedoms that you and I have come to expect and demand are cherished around the world. People would love to have these opportunities. That's why it's so desirable to come to America. You can't do it unless we do have a proper entry way to enter this country, not coming illegally, but coming legally, because we need that. There also has to be a pathway for service. Everyone should serve somehow in your community and basically in your government, if you want to be involved in government service, or in the military. And the thing about the military, I will tell all of you this, there is not a greater admiration that any of us, me included, have than people in uniform. When I see a person in uniform, that means you have taken an oath, not only to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States, but defend every citizen against any harm from foreign land, any adversary. That means you're willing to sacrifice your life because you've taken a pledge and an oath to protect and defend against all enemies. That's pretty special. And that's what holds our country together. Right now is all the fighting and all the name calling and everything else you say and the horrible political situations that we hear about every day. The only thing that holds us together is our military and public service. People who are doing it for the betterment of the good. And without that, without people continually wanting to serve in different capacities, that we're not going to continue to have the opportunities you have. So when I was at WVU, I went, and it was a land grant school, still is, but it was mandatory that we had to be 2 years of ROTC. Every male had to be in ROTC. So we had two choices, either the Air Force or the Army. And for 2 years, we had uniforms, we had to march, we had to learn about the freedoms that we have, how we defend our country. And it was the greatest experience I had, and I enjoyed it very much. It's not mandatory anymore, it's mostly optional. So you all can make that choice, and also you can get your education paid for by serving the military if you go into the ROTC. If you're able to be accepted and go into a military academy, you get the highest value of any degree or any type of education that's offered in the world, because it's so well-rounded. It not only gives you the vocation as far as whatever you choose your vocation to be, it gives you an understanding of the world that we live in and how we've become the greatest superpower that the world has ever known and what it's going to take to maintain that. If you're that type of a dedicated human being and you want to be part of that, then you're doing the right thing today by learning more. That's what it's all about. Terry and my team are so excited every time we get to work with you all, because we look at the leaders. I look at the next generals. I look at the next leaders. I might be looking at the next president, but I'm looking at the next senator, I'm sure. I'm looking at the next congressperson. I'm looking at people that want to serve in so many capacities. This is where it starts. It starts by you allowing that fire to be lit. And you wouldn't be on this Zoom right now if you don't have that fire lit inside of you. You got to decide what you're going to do with it. You got to decide how far you're going to take it. You want to see what your character is and how far you can push yourself. That's what you're really testing. And what we're trying to do is give you that vehicle. We want to give you that pathway forward. That's what this is all about today. So I can't tell you how pleased I am to be able to come to you all virtually with the technology we have available to us, to be able to explain a little bit of what we're about and who we are, and understand the country that you live in. The freedoms you have didn't come free. It wasn't given to you. It was passed down to you But I guarantee you, there is sacrifice and bloodshed for every one of you sitting there, for me sitting here. There is someone made the supreme sacrifice for me to live in this country and for you to live in the country, for you to have the opportunity of an education. Education is only as good as you want it. You know, people say, well, I didn't get a good education. You must not have wanted it then. I didn't have this or that. I didn't have this opportunity. But my goodness, this country has grown and born out of very little opportunities, but basically determination. If you're determined to get the most out of education, you'll have a great education. If you're determined to give back to society, you will find a way to give back. If you're determined to be in the military and give back and defend your country, you can do it. Each one of you on this call can serve. If you would like to have a further education and for it to be offered to you free with a commitment of service that you can give back to your country, you can do it. Every one of you. And there's going to be some of you lucky enough to be considered to be in one of our military institutions, that they can basically, whether it be West Point, whether it be the Naval Academy, whether it be the Merchant Marines, whether it be basically the Air Force Academy, you're going to have that opportunity to be one of the select few. But all of you can serve. All of you can get education. All of you can go debt-free. Make a commitment that you want to serve. That's it. So if anyone has any questions at all, I'm happy to take them, Terry, and do my best I can to answer them to you all. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you. God love you and God bless you. And we all, I always said this, I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Now you just got to show me something. Okay?